Big Shug, Big Shug. It's really real right now.
Mr. DL.
222. Who's off?
So we are here. It's the Danger Zone podcast number. I don't even know. What is it, Shug?
It's episode 29.
Oh, shit.
With
29.
Big Shug.
What is going on this week? I know we got a special guest calling in a little bit. Reks is calling in a little while, but he's not ready yet. So let's see what's going on this week in hip hop.
Oh, man, listen. It's a lot of things going on, as we know, right? You know what I'm saying? But first and foremost, the Drink Tramps just recently had a show on, and Irv Gotti was on with Ja Rule. Shout out to Nori and DJ EFN. And he was, calling names, calling women bitches, and just talking about some personal stuff, I guess, all these Hollywood type personal about him and Ashanti and other things, business-wise. Like that, so it was kind of throwing salt, throwing shade, what have you. And Fat Joe chimed in, and he didn't particularly like the fact, of how Irv Gotti was coming off, and about that whole situation and Shanti, he basically felt like it was sucker shit or what have you, and he voiced that. But because Ja Rule was there, Ja Rule, put him in it too, like us on the show. And Ja Rule responded to Fat Joe over the Irv Gotti dissing Ashanti. He says, stop saying he didn't defend. His words are, stop saying he didn't defend Ashanti.
Oh, Rock the Bells.
Rock the Bells.
Did you watch any of it?
Yes, actually.
I watched 2 full sets so far. You know who they were. Can you guess what 2 rappers full sets I've watched already? Yeah.
Already?
Yeah. I'll watch the rest.
Let's see how Big Shug knows.
Nah, I'm not, because I can't. One was Little Kim.
No, I don't know. I wasn't trying to watch E.T. I was trying to watch a fucking concert.
Oh, it's sensitivity with the DL. That's where it's going to be.
No, I can't. I can't.
Ice Cube and Busta Rhymes.
Oh, yeah.
I seen
Come
those.
on, you should have known Busta Rhymes.
I was going to say L just because it was his show.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch his too. I heard he rapped for 2 hours, but
the most beautiful thing to me, because I think it took place in was it Brooklyn?
Queens, Field.
Queens, right? Okay. So it was in Queens. But man, the number of people that were there, it's always so dope to me because, it was so many different musics and artists, Jadakiss, Havoc, and Scratch and Cube, and who else was on there?
LL, Busta Rhymes, Diggable Planet, Noriega.
It was
good time.
It was some joints,
Lil
man.
Kim.
And just seeing Lil Kim too, man. All the peoples, man. It was beautiful because it just showed that hip hop like that is still moving. You know what I mean? That hip hop.
It was cool.
That hip hop is still fucking moving. You know what I mean? So, and I was glad to see it. What about yourself? Would you take away what you've seen so far?
I would have loved to go to that concert, even if it was just as a ticket, like with a ticket. I would have loved to see that concert.
A lot of our MCs were there, though.
Yeah.
I saw pictures. Edo G Shout Out was there.
Oh no shit.
Master Ace was there. There was quite a few guys there. I just because they wanted to be involved in that hip hop moment like that. You know what
the experience. Yeah.
I think Craig G might have been there.
Yep, I did see a photo.
I was seeing,
man, it was good, man. Like what you're saying. The crowd, Ice Cube was on towards the end, so that's who I saw. I saw Busta Rhymes and Ice Cube, and they both performed in the dark.
Shout out to Bus, yeah.
Like they both performed at night. So when I first saw the footage, it was I think I forget who was on stage, but it wasn't as full. But it was also like 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, it
you
was
know what I'm saying?
Fuck that day. Too.
So,
people were motivated to be there.
Motivated to maybe be up in the concession area where it's covered, or I'm not going yet. It's fucking hot outside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do I want to see Havoc this bad? It might have been a lot of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was 100 degrees outside.
No joke, for real.
You have to be a real fan.
And it's a lot.
There.
It's a lot to stand in a a stadium. There's no shade when you're in the stands. It's not a dome. It's a, you know what I mean? So those people were
that shit could hurt some people. Speaking of Busta Rhymes is to be honored as a BMI icon at the 2022 BMI R&B and Hip Hop Awards. Busta Rhymes will be named as a BMI icon at the 2022 awards show. So, shout out to Busta, man, you know what I'm saying? As being one of the pioneers in hip hop. And
you think he's a pioneer? He's my favorite all time. You think he's a pioneer? I'm curious. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just curious.
Somewhat. I think even more so, yeah, because the way that he might have been one of the dudes too to go solo from a group and really snatch that stardom. You know what I'm saying?
Like Cuban.
He stepped out of that group because I was listening to him on some of his early stuff when he was by himself when he first left. I was like, man,
America's Most Wanted. Or Busta or Cuban?
Busta,
okay. Like the coming? Yeah.
I was like, this is fire, because there was a lot of that stuff in the streets as far as underground, a lot of underground mixtape shit. When I first started going to NY in the 90s, you know what I mean? So
he always had that energy.
Oh yeah,
like he was always.
I personally think
energy.
He's my favorite rapper of all time.
He's one of them.
I think if there was a right answer, if someone was like, there is a correct answer to this question, who's the best rapper of all time? I'd be like, Jay-Z. I feel like he's probably the best. He's not my favorite. He's not in my top 10. But I personally, if I have to be objective, like I think it's Jay-Z. But my personal, it's Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, Busta.
You know what I mean? Like Busta Rhymes. But I want to go back to this Rock the Bells. So anyway, when Ice Cube comes out, tell me if you think this is fucked up. Ice Cube performs still to this day, 2022, still performs No Vaseline. After making up with everybody, he still performs that record. What do you think about that?
Maybe he feels like that's one of his biggest, and he has to do it, but it might not be as effective. But at the end of the day, when you go to a concert, man, these concerts, this shit is theater. You know what I'm saying? So it makes for more. It's 50-something dudes now too. Spitting this. So and a lot of messes have been cleaned up. You know what I'm saying? No bullshit. So I think it's just there. It's just performing.
Maybe that's why he wasn't on the Super Bowl, because Dr. Dre was like, "Hey man, my man, you're still performing this fucking record?
Nah,
thought we were cool."
He wouldn't,
you know what I'm saying? I thought we were cool.
That. I think some people he's an artist. Don't mean he creates movies and stuff.
Yeah, but it's just weird though.
He can't. It ain't like
you got enough records not to do that song. Like he does. I just like you got enough records not to do that song, but I don't know. Kind of respectable that he does it.
It's something that at the time it was a big thing. It's part of his discography.
Is it the biggest diss record ever? Best diss record?
Well, to me,
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think because like Jay-Z was fine after Ether, Nas was fine after Takeover. The No Vaseline dismantled the biggest rap group in hip hop.
Ether shit, bro. You go around a lot of people and think that Nas smashed him with that Ether shit.
No. I think I think people do think Nas did it, but it didn't do anything to Jay-Z's career.
Let me tell you, no.
But I'm saying NWA was completely a joke when this guy dropped that record.
But this is one thing about it, though. If you think about it, Nas was so dope with that I went to a show years ago in Worcester at I think Centrum or Palladium, whatever it was. He performed that.
Oh shit!
And that's when Ether was at its height. And he said right at this show, "Yo, I'm gonna do this song one more time, and then I'm not performing it no more." You know what I mean? And as we speaking of all the songs he had, where he doesn't have to do, even though that song was on everything.
Had they made up by that point?
Maybe they did. I'm not really sure, but like his take is what you're saying right now. He's like, I got bad songs. Like, at that point too, I don't have to do this. He knows the fire by now.
Exactly.
Nas know that, like, smash with that. You know what I mean? And it wasn't only just even the rhyme; it was even the music. The music sounded like you cut down a fucking tree. If you go back and listen to that shit, man, that motherfucker just.
See, there's a Jay-Z record on the Blueprint that that wasn't the popular one, but I think he got Nas on it.
Yeah.
There's I'll play it after the podcast, but Ether is definitely more publicly considered the winner of the battle. But I'm saying, with that being said, all these people who say Ether, it didn't do anything to Jay-Z's career.
Nah.
It may have been bigger.
I don't think
so that's why I mean No Vaseline is my personal opinion. the biggest diss record ever because it dismantled the biggest thing going in rap. They're like, oh, you were the hardest thing. NWA, that's the shit. And those guys are fucking whack. Like that's, I kind of feel like that. Yes, they all ended up coming out of it and solo ventures, Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, really just them.
Right.
Like, MC Ren didn't really have no great career.
And I thought he would though.
Yeah.
He's like how leads the new school. I thought Charlie Brown from that group, they would have solo career because of they were main voices along.
Yeah.
It
was Dinko, Charlie Brown.
See, they were with that Charlie Brown.
Yeah, Charlie Brown.
Character too, like Bus. So I was like thinking that, but then you see what happened.
What do you think? He got blackballed or something?
I don't know. I thought he was probably, out of that crew, I said, okay, Bus is probably, but that dude will too. You know what I'm saying? I thought Ren would too.
Yeah,
Ren that's had that, like we talked earlier about the regular talking and doing rhymes with Reks and stuff, all that whole, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, Rock the Bells, man.
Yeah, that was
popped
good.
Off. Shout out to LL for putting something like that together. You know what I'm saying? Also, man, I want to give
very cool.
A quick shout out DJ Premier on his new album, EP, that's doing really well.
Yeah. How do you like that beat he did for Benny the Butcher and his crew there, the Black Soprano family?
I mean, I think it's good.
There's no reason that beat should be good, but it's awesome. Like it goes, but it's fucking dope as shit. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
See, that's because it's your perception of like how you seeing it.
Yeah.
It's your perception, and which is good.
It's dope.
You're a producer. You're looking at it.
Yeah, like
another way.
What he's able to do with next to nothing, it's crazy. Like it really is what he's able to do with next to nothing. Because if you really break that beat down, next time you hear it, you'd be like, oh, I hear what you're saying, but this shit's hot.
It's just creativity level.
Yeah.
Dope.
Fuck yeah. Oh. You got some sad news? I heard you wanted to report some sad news.
Yeah. Olivia Newton-John passed away, and let me tell you, when I was a little kid, we were talking earlier about how your parents influence your music, and my mother was into disco, she was into salsa, she was into 80s music, and I love me some Olivia Newton-John. I must have watched Grease like a million times, and I had Let's Get Physical, the 45.
Let's Get Physical, her big single, that was great. Also,
it's like cocaine era music, right? Like the cocaine disco era.
Yeah, and people coming out and all that stuff too. You know what I mean? So gym shit, that physical thing was all over the place. Also the movie, man, the movie with her and John Travolta, man, it's just legendary. You know,
Grease?
That Grease shit, that's legendary. He had some kind words to say about her passing. You know,
I saw that.
Because they're forever connected. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to her family and condolences, man. God bless you. They that he keep you. You know what I'm saying? Olivia Newton-John.
What else was she in?
She was in a lot of things. She had her own empire. She was an actress. She was a musician.
She was 73 too, so it wasn't like...
He said, "My dearest Olivia, you made all of our lives so much better. Your impact was incredible." Jeez, ads. All right, well, your impact was incredible.
Yeah.
I love you so much. We will see you down the road, and we will be together again. Yours from the moment I saw you, and forever, ever, your Danny, your John.
I had peeped that, but I like how I've been through some of this, so it's like, you know how it is. You observe the whole shit, but I never saw Grease. I don't even like music.
I
don't think I even watched it, but I saw parts of it, and I was, around that time coming up. So,
the picture that I did.
I can't never get into musicals.
To her.
People that just be like eating hamburgers, and then they'll all stand up and be like, "These burgers are wonderful." You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a musical.
Just like when people say it's a movie.
That life should be like that. You know what I mean? I used to think like, just break out in the song, no matter where you was at. That shit was fun. That's what.
What else you got?
Man, not much, man.
I got something.
What you got?
The Breakfast Club is over as we know it. Did you hear this?
No, I didn't.
Angela Yee, she's out.
Oh, what?
She's leaving. She tweeted last night, "The Breakfast Club is over as we know it," and she wouldn't respond to any tweets. No one knew what was going on. So today they asked her, and she was vague. And in the beginning of the show, obviously to keep people to listen to the whole show. And I'll talk about it after. Yeah, so she's leaving the Breakfast Club. She's taking that old ass photo that she uses of herself when she's up there, and she's going.
biscuits, yeah.
And she's. And she. Do you want some? Yeah. That's the community bottle.
That's not about.
So she's leaving the Breakfast Club in the fall to have her own syndicated show on the same network.
What's it called?
No title yet, but she's still gonna do what's the show she does? She already has a show.
She has like a pod.
Yeah, she already has a weekly podcast.
But this is cream.
No, it's of a sexual nature, I believe.
Yeah. Morning after or something like that.
I'm not sure what it's called.
Yeah, I think that's what
I'm sorry, but I don't.
But yeah, she's leaving, and that's kind of crazy because that's a
big show. So
it's
she
always
must be getting money.
Yeah, it's always rumored that none of them really like each other. And who knows if it's true or if it's not.
It's work. It's a possibility. Yeah. You don't really have to.
Oh, lip service. That's the name of her podcast.
Okay, you don't have to necessarily love everybody.
Yeah, it's always been rumored that they didn't get along, whatever. They kind of argue. Like Charlamagne fucking puts DJ Envy's personal business out there on the show and shit.
Word.
So it's kind of I guess so, but it's definitely hold on.
Go ahead,
it's definitely a ballsy move for her, or ovaries move for her to go and do the show, leaving the biggest show in the world, and hoping that this is going to work too. When my personal opinion is
where's your Weight Watchers cup?
Yeah, but that shit got a big ass.
To dump the water.
That's just big as hell. Go ahead, man.
We can't go ahead if you're talking. I don't know how you know if this works. This is a recording.
I know, but that's dope.
I'm keeping that.
That's what makes the shit. That natural shit is what makes it pop. You're supposed to have.
You get a cup.
You know what I'm saying? I'm doing that on purpose because, look, I just see a motherfucker go to the bathroom on set. I'm like, okay. Right now, we cool.
So yeah,
right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so she quit, and not quit, but she's just stepping aside to go do that, and I think it's crazy because, she's the Breakfast Club is the biggest show going, but I think she's the least interesting one on the show.
Well, yeah,
so,
probably so. You know what I mean?
So it's dangerous, but not saying.
They gave me this big ass cup to put my drink in, a little shot.
All right.
I feel like I'm in the Green Mile.
If you're gonna drink, that's the.
All you have to do is put a little bit on the bottom. Perfect.
I feel
you can actually gauge how much it is.
She might as well brought you a thermos.
No, I feel like
you don't have to fill it.
No, I feel like I'm in Green Mile right now. After I finish my cup of coffee, boys, I'm gonna snap them in half. That's how this shit look.
They snapping me in half.
What you drinking today?
You gotta crank it on the bars.
I would grab the first clean thing. That's what it was. You want me to go look for a shot glass?
My grandmama used to have one of these.
My grandmama
had one of these.
Well, then you know it comes from a good place of love if your grandmama had it.
A spit cup. I said, big as hell. I said, Grandmama, why you got a big old cup? But she had a spit cup. And then you gave it to me to put my fireball in it. This shit is for a fire. More than a fireball.
Fire boulder.
Perfect. You can see how much you're pouring.
Feel like back in
the bottom is probably like an ounce.
Let me go get my shoes.
Oh my God. You are watching the Danger Zone Clip Channel.
Danger Zone podcast, man. Hey, hold on, man. Listen, that shit fucked me up.
Let's go.
Here we go.
I literally had cups like this in prison.
She brought him the biggest cup.
Anybody that was there, they would know that these cups.
I want to do a shot. Here, I have this bowl for Stu. You want to
do
It's an all-purpose tin cup. It's an all-purpose.
Tanya gave me a stew bowl. That's a good one. Look, how do you get that one? Did you make stew and you gave me stew? He only wants a shot, but fucking shit. That's funny as hell. Said,
well, you're a big guy.
He said it's a stew bowl. A stew bowl. That fucked me up. This is some Dickie Moore shit. Put a shot in this motherfucker. Yo. So,
shit.
What's going on?
Well, hold on a second. Rex is calling.
Wu Family Moving Company. They've been your neighborhood moving company for over 10 years, offering swift, efficient, and stress-free moving. Just call Wu Family Moving at 978-398-2784, online at ROUXFamilyMoving.com.
We are here The Danger Zone Podcast, episode 29.
29.
With Big Shug,
Mr. DL,
and Chef Tanya Nicole.
Yes. Today we got a special guest, not even just in the saying of it, just the fact of it. You know what I mean? We got my man Reks here. You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop, impresario, life, mastering life, living, bringing the music. And, man, we got Reks here today, man. What's good, brother? How you?
Peace and love, man. Thanks for taking the time with me. Legends and legend, you know what it is. I appreciate you for taking the time.
No question, man. First and foremost, as we jump off here, for those who might not know, can you kind of like give the people a backstory, on Reks and where you came from and how you involved into this rap game and shit, just give them a little update a little bit,
So I have a tendency to be a bit long-winded, so I'm a attempt to do the zip file version.
It's cool, man. Nah, it's
cool.
I mean,
I'm attempt to do the zip file version, compressed. I'm from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Family came from the South, moved up north to the Lawrence area. For those who don't know, Lawrence is like a textile mill area. Lowell, Lawrence, Haverhill, all these little areas north of Boston, textile mills. Not a large black community, a brown community where I come from. But black and brown people came from either the islands or from the South. My family came from South Carolina and Georgia, moved up north during the migration period. I was born and raised out in Lawrence, Mass. I have a lot of connections to New York, family out in East New York. So, we would make constant trips there. Coming back, had a lot of the birth of hip hop as we know it in the Bronx. Like a lot of that was trickling into Massachusetts. And in my neighborhood, just seeing my older cousins, breakdance, and that was like my entry point into this hip hop thing. So I came in as a b-boy in the crew Funktown Connection. That was that was the name of our crew, Funktown Connection, FTC. Right. We had these red and white full body joints that we came out there and we was battling people in the neighborhood. I was about 11 years old. I wasn't really getting too busy, but I was I was excited to be capturing hip hop. So my entry point was through that, seeing and modeling what my older cousins Billy and Zay what they was on. I wanted to be on. So we broke out the cardboard boxes, and we just would breakdancing in the middle of the street. So that's how it all captured me at first.
No, I was just saying. So the breakdance was first.
Yeah, that was big for me. I was big into that in Lawrence until there was this little corner on Union Street. We had this little theater where they would show 1 or 2 movies a month, and they had the breaking movies, and they were showing Beat Street. And it was when I saw Beat Street, that I saw Kumo D doing the Christmas rap. That really made me want to I saw the Christmas rap, and I took Kumo D's rhymes and I started practicing them and learned them, and I'll be rapping them in the Leonard School, in the backyard. And this girl, she came through and she pulled my card. She was like, "Yo, that ain't your rhymes, yo."
Oh shit.
Yo, it's crazy. Keep it right there. It's so funny you say that, because my jump off was I freestyled at a party, a house party type thing, to Curtis Blow's Christmas rap. You know what I mean? So his instrumental, if you go back and see that, they threw that on, and then that's the birth of Shug just rhyming with my neighborhood at that time was oh shit, yo, you could do that, but I might have been the only one. But I mean, it's funny when you said that, it hit me, because I'm like, damn, I remember that Curtis Blow Christmas rap. I did the instrumental, and I was born as far as an MC. You know what I mean? So
that's fire. That's fire.
Go ahead, man.
Actually, random. Shout out to Kumo D, just turned 60 years old yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's true too, huh?
Salute to an often not like saluted to MC who was like a MC's MC and super dope with it. Like, and I'm thankful for what he brought to the table. That, like, you know, was the first thing that kind of like captured me. And like, I know it wasn't the MC who was the focal point, but like for me, that's how I saw the MC. Like, for everyone has their own perspective, but the MC kind of like captured me. I know the DJ was like the focal point, but that's the person who like really captured me. And like, I realized that like my voice was my strongest point because I wasn't on the street like very young boxing because I had older cousins, right? Mm-hmm. So like, when you know with the dozens and jokes and all that, Shug, you big with the jokes, so we already know. Like, yo, so listen, I wasn't big with the jokes as a little one, and like getting capped on by older cousins, and like my response mechanism wasn't too sharp with it. But I think that's how I realized how to like, you know, utilize my voice to kind of get back ahead. So like, you know, I think that was part of it too. That I didn't realize that till later on about myself though. And my own self analyzing over the years, I started to recognize that became a beacon because my voice is powerful when I utilize it properly. So that's how it came out in a lot of ways in protection. Like me getting that heads and letting them know I was fierce. That's why I was MC Rock in the beginning. Before it was Reks, it was MC Rock. Only other name I ever had in my life. Like, I wanted to be, you know, hard as a rock. Like, that was my goal.
You do have a really powerful voice, because I will say that you were the first rapper I ever worked with that didn't do overdubs or doubles of any kind. Just straight. I mean, I know Shug does it, but you were the first one I was in the studio with that didn't do any dubs or anything like that. So I can't get away with that.
I appreciate it. Like, I was like, a lot of times people would be like, yo, like, if I got in the studio, somebody would like, yo, you got to dub it to match something. I'm like, yo, I feel my voice like carries itself like the way it is, man. Like, I don't really think it needs much, you know. In the age now of like, you know, so many dubs and like background ad libs and sound effects and stuff like that, I always was like, yo, nah, man, keep it like it is. Our natural sounds perfect like that.
I'm the same. That's why it's funny, because that's probably why I was a big fan of when rappers took off the MC voice. You know what I mean? And it became, you know, like people more like Rock Campbell. You know,
where it was like bass in your face.
All that they took off the MC voice when the more regular like Mobb Deep, Cass was like the regular voice they was rapping. You know what I mean? To me, that was flawed. I mean, the MC thing was what it was, but. You know, I never want to be like just throw your voice on like that. I want to talk like now, like we having a conversation, but you banging off that beat, you riding that beat, you flowing like that. To me, that was always the fly shit. You know what I mean? So, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, nah, I like this dialogue, and like absolutely to add to that, it's like there's so many pockets that hip hop done gravitated and navigated towards, and I'm non-judgmental, like experimentation. I love it. I love individuals doing new things and capturing new things and adding to what hip hop is becoming. But like, I mean, to keep it in this purest essence and be what it is, foundation wise, I think like that is the most natural state of existence. Kind of like just building, like you said, like having a conversation, almost conversational, like dialogue that adds to the record. So that's what matters most to me, even still, like right now. Yeah.
And when you put your first, like, you know, you got in the business, you say, I'm gonna put out a project or an album, and you know, what was that like for you when your music was going to the people? You know?
Man, like, yo, I used to write, like, I think I wrote like 64 bars. Right. I would write like 64 bars, like not even knowing it might be even an off bar structure. Like when I first put my voice on, like I just was barring out. Right. And then, like, you know, if we had a hook, if I said something on a hook, there was no structure to it. And the structure came later. The overstanding the structure, you you know, it was me, Lucky Dice, when we was in when we were at UMass Amherst. We were students, like attempting to learn like how MCs were approaching their craft. So, you know, we didn't have social media where we could like just have an in-house understanding of how cats work. When we were doing things, we would go to workshops and like conferences. We would go to New York. We would go to Ohio. We were going to Virginia. We were going to places all over the place to figure out like where cats were and what they were doing. So that was how we were getting our training. That's how we were learning about how cats wrote. And I don't remember what it was, how we truly figured out bar structure. But I just know I
learned bar structure honestly from instrumentals on albums where there would be like the Busta Rhymes instrumental, and then I would just count 1, 2, 3, 4 until the chorus came in, and that's pretty much like I used previously recorded music to kind of figure it out.
Yes. Word. Okay. Yeah. I think everything just kind of fell in place. I don't want to discredit anybody, but like, you know, a lot of my missed memories like from those periods of time come from like, as y'all know, like I'm not a drinker anymore, but like I was a very heavy drinker like for a very long period of time, right? So like, you know, that played a part in like a lot of my misremembering like a lot of like how things like kind of transpired. You know, it's a terrible thing that like so many wonderful things that have happened over the course of like my career, like I wasn't really present for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wasn't truly present for a lot. You know, and so I like, you know, perspective wise, I don't judge anybody's position on it, but like I just started to like, as I, you know, gravitated to a different existence, I just recognized there's a need for me to kind of be present. You know what I'm saying? And like, and everything I'm experiencing in this, you know, this third childhood.
As we have been on this show to speak to more veteran rappers and people have been, you know, doing it for a while. The thing that's it's been you know, pretty much similar and like with you and Tash from Alcoholics, shout out to him, and Slain, right? I'm just speaking on those three people because the fact that you've been in this art and you're doing your craft for this long, you were able, even Billy Dance from MOP say the same thing. You were able to come to a point where you were able to, you know, stop drinking or for some of those guys using, and then now you've been around long enough, but you were able to stop that and still proceed and do things in this music and what have you. With that clear who you are, right? It's crazy that those four guys just mentioned spoke that way. Well, at this time, I can't really put that history together because I was drunk all the time or messed up, you know what I mean? But by the grace of God, they got themselves together, you know what I mean? And now dudes are able to see it like how it is now, you know what I mean? And still be doing they desire to do their music and shit. And to me, that shit is beautiful and dope in itself, you know what I mean?
Indeed. Appreciate you saying that. And I said appreciate you saying that, and salute to those brothers for like, you know, their victories and their paths and walks. Like, you know, it's a great feeling to like, you know, be in a clearer mind frame and to be like, okay, there's nowhere but you know, forward thinking for me. Like my music career is not over. Like I'm absolutely content in who I am, and I'm ready to make a lot. I got so much to say, you know. Like I feel like there's so much more for me to get off. And though I do other things outside of this music, as far as like my personal ventures, like the music is always going to be part of it. Yeah.
So music, as you say, is part of who you are, but it's not just solely what you are. So, I mean, I just, you know, from what you just said to us, which your ventures and stuff was great, you know. I mean, could you even, since we touched on that, could you tell us what some of these ventures are, though, you know?
Absolutely. So, two very specific and important things that like I feel like I'm doing actively, like because I felt like vocally I was being active and talking about the stuff that I'm actively engaging in now. And a lot of that has to do with health and wellness, mind, body, and spirit stuff, and finance. Those areas have been like, you know, very important to me, but I wasn't, you know, actively participating. As far as the finance, my finances was always rocked to sleep anyway. So like, you know, I was kind of attempting to navigate that terrain and figure out how to get it right. Because in school, we're not taught about specifically what I talk about now is the stock market, but value investing. Right. And we're never taught that. We're never taught any understanding about that. And if we ever focus on anything that has to do with finance and it's investing, it's not really investing, it's more gambling. Like we want in Black and brown communities specifically, we want the quick flip. You know, whatever's gonna like, you know, instant gratification and like, y'all want my money, I want to see my return right now, residuals right now. And we never set up for the future, you know. Right. So I wanted to, as far as this finance game, I wanted to have a paradigm shift as far as not my family's, you know, financial wealth, like, you know, generational wealth and what have you, but I wanted there to be intellectual property, like where, you know, we're passing on this information that's valuable food that leads to generational wealth. So what we're doing is we're partnering with there's a group out there called UTEC in the Merrimack Valley.
UTEC, yeah.
And we're partnering with UTEC, and we're working with at-risk communities, Black, brown communities, individuals that are like, UTEC works with individuals who, you know, have family members who have been either in gangs or like, you know, coming back from the prison system, institutionalized. But like, what do individuals like that do as far as, you know, finance when you're institutionalized? What do you do as far as like, you know, focal point? Never mind, like, you know, if you've never been in the system, but like you ain't on point. The people who are truly left behind are those individuals. So I want to be able to talk directly to individuals like that and speak about not balancing a checkbook, not savings. Savings is cool, but investments, like true investments, give you a hedge or get you in a position where you are working against inflation. We're dealing with inflation right now. People know what inflation is because they feel it. They learn it firsthand, physically, but like you don't learn the terminology. So my objective is to like, you know, talk about inflation, hyperinflation, talk about that kind of stuff is part of a company that my brother Dario Preston and I have called Wings Local. And so we're like I said, partnered with UTEC, and we're doing some work like that. And then my wife and I, we have a company called Universal Lotus, where we're talking health and wellness. And so when I'm online and I'm talking about this rising up in the first part of the day and making sure that the first thing we're doing is not get into the cell phone and just being like, yo, let me like check these messages from Instagram. Let me check these messages from TikTok. Before we do that, stretching our body and focusing on thinking positive thoughts, not allowing ourselves to think about the rent check that's the rent that's due, about the utilities that are due, nothing. Just shutting off all of that and having a positive start of the day, stretching our body, putting water in our body, and doing the simple things that like just start the day properly. So those are the things that I'm like really, really are dear to me personally, and I'm actively engaging in. So every rising I have on Instagram, rising rituals, after I've already started my day, I get up at like 5:30 in the AM. And I'm doing my rituals, my yoga, my meditation. And then at like around 9:30, I'm getting to talking to the people. And I sit online and I read from a lot of spiritual books, mostly. I read from mostly spiritual books. I also have another section that I was doing called Build Pyramids, where I'm reading from books on the Federal Reserve. I'm reading from books like the Constitution, Black's Law Dictionary, things like that. I'm an avid reader, bro. So, you know, that those are the things that I feel are missing and important for us as a people. So that's my way of actively engaging.
Nah, that's cool. I mean, damn, you right though, man. You long-winded as hell. But
he had a lot to say.
No,
he had a lot to say. That was good.
The shit was, the shit was straight.
The joke was coming at some point.
It was definitely, it's definitely informative, and I'm listening to you. You know me, I'm just fucking with you. But I was like, yo, my man was gone. Yo, I was like, yo.
Yeah, but he covered all the subjects. It was good.
We put him out there. Efficient. I was like, oh shit, he ain't never coming back. But nah, it was dope.
He's a busy man.
Yo, you know what? Beloved, you're right. But that was the soul. That was the soul part.
Nah, it's
you know
cool.
What I'm saying? Sometimes we're in the physical. Sometimes we're in the physical. I got my soul just started speaking.
Nah, listen.
So like once I get to it,
I'm never against any of that because everything, all of us anyway, like right now, this is the theme. We're just the theme of life. We're living in that theme. When I say shit like that, I mean, there's going to be some laughter. There's going to be some seriousness. There's going to be information. There's going to be intel. You know what I mean? So that's life itself. That's that whole theme shit. So I was like, yo, my man was gone and shit. And I was like, oh shit. But I'm learning.
Yeah,
I'm taking it in. But I was like, yo, he ain't never coming back. But he was out there, man. Yo, and listen.
It's all good.
Nah, it is. Hey, trust me. So as I go from that point anyway, it's like right now though, are you actively like doing new music or what do you
I just left the studio today. I was in the my young king is with me. He makes beats and he rhymes, and like we recorded a record today at Nowhere Studios. That's a new studio out in Methuen. John Glass, Melks, Andre X, a lot of people who know them from John Glass had a studio out in Beverly. So they're now located out in Methuen, just out on the outskirts of Lawrence, and they doing a lot of dope stuff in the community with it. Got all kinds of people, all different ages coming together and working together. So we went and did a session today. I got a project that I'm working that's real near and dear to me. That's a few different EPs I'm putting together as one unit that I'm gonna put these EPs out at the same time, and then I'm gonna release them as a vinyl piece, as one vinyl piece. So I've been working on that for a while now. It's pretty much done. Like we in the mixing and mastering stages now.
What's his MC name? A stage name?
You mean my son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my son's Eyesight as a producer and MC. Eyesight.
All right, cool. Hell yeah.
I like the iPhone Sight. Yeah, SIGHT. And you can find him on Instagram as Eyesight VZN, like Eyesight Vision.
It's crazy because you should see when you're speaking on that. I think about like the music I've done, and even with you, a couple of things, but a song that maybe I don't even know how much people have heard it or whatever or were aware. But when you did this song that I sang on Black Cream, and the reason why I speak on it is because it's an element. It was an element of you spitting no nonsense, nice flow rhyme type thing, And I was singing in a way where it was soulful, but it like fitted so. You know what I mean? To me, it was so dope, and I almost felt like, damn, man, I should do something like this again, like with him, right? Because it was like somebody was rapping and somebody was singing, but it was kind of, I don't know, man, it was like the vibe of that whole shit was like so dope to me. Even now, we got something similar things on joint, but I mean, that's how that thing hit me. You know what I'm saying? Have you been collabing a lot though?
Yeah, I've been like, and to speak on first off what you said, like I would love for us to like get in the lab and do some of that. Yeah. And as far as the collaborations I have, like I've been working with, I wanted to do some records with some different sounds and different vibes. So I've done like some grime records with some cats in England. I've done some EDM stuff, and like boom bap is always gonna be A1 day one. You know what I'm saying? But like I wanna kind of like spread my wings and do a bunch of different stuff. So I've asked my young king to like he makes the aesthetics. He's engulfed in, you know, Gangstar and De La and like, you know, that he loves Ghostface and MF Doom, and that's his vibrations. But I've asked him, like, he likes to do trap now too, like, and he's very open-minded to like the music that he creates and experimental. So I asked him to, like, you know, make me some stuff like that. And, you know, I want some more melodic and open stuff so I can like spread my wings. And even though I don't sing, I want to do some of that. Is that hand up because it's like I'm being long-winded now again?
No, you good, man.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yo,
I know
I'm gonna tell you like this: you straight, bro, because I mean it's good for everybody to hear. Plus them two live here. Nah, I'm just saying though, you good all day long.
Nah,
we ain't gotta go nowhere.
yeah, we the ones that talk too much.
Word.
Nah, that's beautiful. Man. Nah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, man, I enjoy it. I enjoy working with various different cast, producers, new MCs. Like, there's this dope MC from the Merrimack Valley by the name of Believe. He's real dope. That like you know, I just did a record with Short Fuse, put me on to him. He actually, my wife, her nephew, well, our nephew now, one of his close homies. So like these youngsters, like, you know, between the 18 to like, I don't know if that's like Gen Z or millennials, whatever you want to call it. Like, I like working with some of these youngsters and getting some vibrations, and the OGs are obviously always. I was at the Sean P tribute last night and saw a lot of heads last night. So it was dope to catch up with heads and let them know like I'm still, you know, active.
So I got a question. Your name's an acronym, but did you come up with your name first and then come up with the acronym for it, or did you have that already in mind for the REKS? I've always wanted to know this.
Good question.
So I came up with the acronym like at the same time because big KRS fan, big on like he's the reason why I came up with the acronym. Like he was the reason. Okay. I know like we're not gonna go there.
That's cool.
We're not gonna go there.
Oh wow!
But yeah,
sensitivity.
Yeah, like we're not gonna have that dialogue. We're gonna keep.
We're gonna keep it moving.
That's straight, man.
Keep going.
I already know where that was going. But like, yeah, KRS-One, the teacher, is the reason for like me coming up with the acronym. Okay. You know, cool. It is what it is. Like, you know, Rhythmatic Eternal King Supreme. In the beginning, Ed Rock, not Easy Money. Ed Rock likes to remind me that like my name was not always Rhythmatic Eternal King Supreme. It was Rhythmatic Eternal King of Suspense. Okay. He's like, yo, your name wasn't always, and he's right. But I'll be hushing that one because it was in the beginning. In the beginning, it was Rhythmatic Eternal King of Suspense. I don't know why it was Rhythmatic Eternal King of Suspense because that ain't even the right acronym. But it was like that for a quick minute, and then I changed it.
Right. That's cool. Oh yeah.
To, you know, King Supreme and never, like, you know, which is dope. Like my teachers, right? My studies in spirituality is Shitat Nader, which is like Kemetic spirituality, Egyptian spirituality, and a lot of that ties to Ra or Re, and like, you know, Reks is actually king, you know what I'm saying, and like a lot of the Metu. So that wasn't really me knowing, but that's just, I think, like me remembering who I am, you know what I'm saying, connected to who I am.
I mean, it's funny because when I came in, as far as, you know, the name Big Shug, people who might know that it's just Big Shug, but it was also Superhuman Underground Gangster was one side.
I like how you don't even remember what they are.
Yeah,
it is very long. Hold on.
The other one is Born I God, Selfie Universal God. That's Big Shug. But the one they know, Strictly Hardcore Underground Game and Superhuman Underground Gangster, that was like always there. Like all of those things were always there, but you won't hear people talk about it as much unless we get into the conversation. See what I'm saying? So
that was right in the beginning, right when you said, I'm not Sugar Bear anymore, I'm Big Shug, and this is what it means.
No. What happened was, I was always Shug, Sugar Bear was my nickname. Yeah. I'm young, but I was always Shug.
Okay.
Because I told you before, when I used to play football, so I used to make these hits, and dude said when I used to hit cats, it was like Thor with the hammers, and he'd be like Thor. So that's when they started going Shug. That's where that came from.
No shit.
For real. And then me, I had the one punch, one hit of quitter joints. So they were just like on some Shug, So then Guru was the one that was like, yo, man, let's call you Big Shug. You know what I mean? So, and we came up with those acronyms, and because I got out of jail. This dude's name was Gifted Universal Rhymes, Gifted Unlimited Rhymes Universal. I'm like, yo, hold up, man, you gotta put me on. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I came to my thing. So beautiful though, man. Rest in peace, Guru. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, rest in peace. That's the best. And Guru, I gotta say, Guru is like my son, in my son's top 5. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful full circle thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like to see, I never really to my children, I never was like, yo, listen to this. This is what you're gonna listen to. So they was like, they gravitated to what they did, and then my son just found his way home, like just naturally. Yeah. The oldest son, he just like, yo, but like he could have dug, and then he could have been like, yo, he could have been listening to Future and what else is out right now. Like I don't know what it is, but he could have been on that wave, and I would have been like, yo, do your thing, whatever works for you. But like he just found his way home. Like he was like, yo, when he heard the certain ones, he was just like, yo.
Well, I love me personally. I loved my parents' music, like the Temptations, the OJs, Marvin Gaye. Like I like that stuff. I still listen to it today. So he came up listening to what you were listening to, and he probably liked it the same way. I like that. You know what I mean?
And he listens to that too. You said
you liked your parents' music because they were listening to soul music?
Yeah, well, my dad listened to more like soul music, and my mom listened to more like top 40, like that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know that specifically, but like she'd be like not Johnny Cash. I'm saying like Beach Boys, fucking Elvis Presley type shit.
Johnny Cash was gangster.
My mom was listening to
Johnny Cash was body, Johnny Cash was body and stuff. And not, listen, as long as he wasn't listening to Led Zeppelin and like Elvis Presley, we good.
Yeah. I don't like Elvis, but that's what I'm saying. My mom was more like a top 40, and my dad was more of like the Woodstock bands. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Pat Boone shit and all that. I know.
Well, you gotta bring up that.
It's all good. Hey, as we're in this round right now, I just got a question for you. So. We'd like you to give us a top 10 MCs of generation or whatever. Just 10. That's all. Like we need. 10. You gotta give us 10. Man.
They don't have to be your favorite. They just gotta be 10.
Not your favorite. Not your favorite.
Let me do it.
Not your favorite. Just period. Like
some good ones.
Like some that have come. Your top 10 dudes that have come. Huh?
I'll do that. But Young King, can you do that?
Yeah, let him do that too. That'd be great.
Let me let my son do that. I think that'll be even more fly.
All right, cool. Whatever looks good.
Come here, right? Come here. I didn't mean to say come here like that. I didn't mean that like that.
Nah, it's cool.
You calling your son? It's all right.
They like she was like, yo, get over here. You was chilling.
Not too high though.
What's good?
You see the legend right there? You see the legend?
Introduce yourself.
What's up, brother?
I'm good, and you?
Good. What's your name, man? Say so people can hear you.
Isaiah.
Man, you got
artist eyesight. That's what you want to hear.
Yeah. So I want to hear what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? So it looked like they just threw the flash. It looked like the light just stunned you for a second. You know what I mean? I said, "What's your name, brother?" Said Isaiah.
He looked.
I was like, nothing else was coming. But nah, man, it's all good. Because as a producer, anyway, I'm saying you vibing really off the scene. Like you making your music in your own creative space. So that's a little different. Now we putting you on the light. So it's like, okay, it's a different animal. Yeah. But let us get them 10 MCs though.
Wait, so like 10 MCs like in general?
Yeah.
Or like
you like them, you know what I'm saying?
You like them enough to mention them.
But it's 10.
Like all time though, like not right now.
Yeah. All time.
Like all time.
Anytime. Today, yesterday, don't matter.
Decade to now, from A to Z.
All right. Not in order because that's kind of difficult.
Not a problem.
But if I had to like think off top, all right. So Nas is definitely in it. Sean Price, Bun B, Ghostface, Guru, Sky Zoo, Blue. Let me think. Pharoah Monch for sure. Black Thought. I'm like struggling for a 10th one. I'm gonna say him.
Good one. Good son. Good son.
Yo, that's
you gotta do that though.
That's good answer.
Yo, that shit was
That
the
was
good
great.
answer. That was some Family Feud shit. Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
They was like, yo, hey, I'm gonna take Dad for 100. Bing, right up there. You feel me?
That's right. You can't go wrong with that.
While we got you here, what about your favorite producer? Just give us one.
Let me ask. Let me say something real quick. No, this is wild. Yo, my man Isaiah. Yo, you did that shit faster than anybody that's been on the show. I wonder if it's cause you younger, right? That shit, I was like, yo, you might as well. We want to give you 10 more. You're like, dude, hey, people get on here, man. Yo, people get on here. Me and DL, we like eating soup. You know what I mean? They still going through shit. We sipping and chilling. Right? They still, damn. Wow. Your shit said boom, 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 boom. I'm like, yo, I respect that though. And it's a good choice. What? Yeah, he breaking up shit. Hey, but he had just, DL just asked you to, what's your favorite producer? Is there a favorite producer?
I struggle, but like it's a two-way tie between Primo and Apollo Brown. I like them like the exact same amount.
Oh yeah.
But like that's my top two for sure. I don't know who I'd pick number one personally.
Wow, nah, that's dope, dude. That's dope. I actually have some joints with Apollo Brown that at least me and M Dot and stuff. Man, that's dope.
Yeah.
What about Reks? You got one of them though? You got a favorite producer?
I mean, I got a list for producers and MC, but like the producers section is definitely Primo's top tier for me. Primo's the GOAT, and then everybody else kind of falls in line like a little further down the line. That's how it worked for me. Then I would say I love Large Pro. I love Kanye, but Kanye what is the album that I despise? The album 808 pre-808 and Heartbreak. Right. Those three albums make him in a GOAT conversation. Those three albums though. Those three albums alone keep him in a genius category. And even what he was doing later was still great. But like he really lost his marbles. So like then I don't really. So
he lost his marbles.
There's pre 808s and post 808s.
Some motherfuckers gain lose marbles, but gain billions. So that's what happened to his ass. As he was getting the billions, that's what you're trying to teach people now, man, too, about how to balance it.
Don't lose them marbles.
Yeah, he lost marbles, but got billions, and he's stuck in between them shits, man. You know what I mean? So
now I want help people get into it, like kind of balance that.
Yeah,
you gotta balance it and not be so caught up in this physical. Like when you caught up in the physical, because I'll be real about that one thing. Because speaking on that, there's a reason why that occurs. It's like, and that's all the ego. The ego's like absolutely paramount in a lot of things in our conversations. This is not to talk about our brother Kanye. It's more to say that is the thing, that the driving force that affects that circumstance.
Right.
And while we so caught up in we lose sight in the fiat dollar and what have you, and not the concept of creating generational wealth. Like ownership of land, ownership of, like that physical property and passing it on to a generation has more of a conversation piece than those physical dollars that don't really mean like anything. You know what I'm saying? At all. Those physical dollars don't really mean nothing in the real world. Billions are not, like, you know what I'm saying? They translate to something. Like people pass them on, but they just debts. They consistent debts.
Well, see.
Anyway, we won't get into that conversation. Cool.
Hey, let me tell you. Hey, on some real shit, let me tell you something. We got mad violins around here, so we got all the time in the world. We'll sit here like this.
That's what I like to hear.
Can we get
as far as as far as this producer conversation, like like I said, Ye is one of those large Pro is absolutely one of those. Knots is one of those. I love Knots. And Static is one of those dudes for me. He's becoming more and more one of those individuals for me. And then I love Short Fuse. I think Short Fuse is like, really, really slept on as an artist. Like,
Yeah, you got a shirt on right now.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of Fuses, like from day one, early on. And I'm a big fan of Sonic as an MC. I think Sonic, since a little shorty rapping out of our neighborhood, he's one of those MCs who should have been like, when I think of like A+, and I think of Shaheem, and I think of Jamal, all these young dudes who was like rapping. Sonic was one of those dudes who was young. He was super nicer than everybody in the neighborhood. And was out rapping everybody and just didn't get an opportunity. So shout out to Sonic. Like I really am a big fan.
It takes skill, but it also takes the drive. You know what I mean? You also have to have that drive, which might be more important.
An opportunity. Like I don't think it's just like, I agree with you absolutely. The drive is imperative and very important. And like with your work ethic, I see your work ethic like translates into opportunities and a lot of things. Yeah. So you're a testament to that. So you're absolutely right about that. But I also think, this business is cutthroat. And like, you can have a lot of drive, and like if you're not cutthroat, you can't be a certain way, you're not built for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like that's a testament to a lot. And you have dialogues with individuals, and they just don't have that gene in them to be able to be like, yo, I'm a savage. I'm a savagely act a certain way to get it. You may not get any part of it, So
I want to ask Chef Tanya to
speak up a little
here. Oh, can you hear me, Reks?
I can hear you, Sister Queen.
Okay, I wanted to know in the short period of time that I've known you, you are like constantly. You are definitely an artist that is constantly putting out music on features. Do you have a count of like, do you know where you're at right now in terms of like
features?
Who knows?
Nah. Like I do a lot of features. You're absolutely right. I do a lot. I do a lot of features. What I will say is like I'm not on the Rusty Jux level.
Yeah, Rusty Jux.
You know what I'm saying? I've been on a lot of records with Terminology and a lot of records with Rusty Jux, right? But I'm not on that count level. But I'll say this, like during the pandemic, like for the past like 2 years, I lived solely off of features.
Yeah.
I did not have to do anything but record features. I didn't put any music out. I put out my album in 2020. I wasn't living off royalties. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't living off royalties. I don't ever have to pretend like I live a certain way. But I've been independent and haven't worked a 9 to 5 since like, I want to say 2000, 2008, I believe it was. I've been, solely doing music as my career, and without touring, without doing any, like I didn't have any of my finances in order, like I said. So, I didn't have any of these companies that I have now. So I wasn't earning any dollars outside of music.
What do you have, like 15 albums? 14?
I have 12 albums, solo albums.
Okay.
Then I have a few mixtapes, and I put out
a couple EPs.
A couple being part of ST.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like not really my projects, like I'm just like like how Capadonna was with the Woo. Like that's how it came about me joining ST kind of thing. Like I just one day I remember Ghetto was no longer part of the crew, and I was like, yo, I'm ST now. I'm part of ST, and I just started putting.
Hell yeah!
I'm sure they didn't mind. That's a fact. That's how it really happened. We wasn't really like, yo, here's the Rockefeller chain. It wasn't one of those things. Yeah. Nobody was gonna buy me no chain and be like, yo, you're part of this team now.
Nah. Well, we could see when you got down with ST. You got down with them. All people used to do. We know most of them were Spanish anyway. So all they used to say when you was rocking was like, yo, the black one. So I knew like, hold on, he might be
Cuban.
The funniest part? He might be Cuban or something. I mean,
you know the funniest part about that? No, it's too funny. Yo, that's very funny. But you know the two other funny things about that is, first and foremost, like Artisan is black. He's full black.
Of course. Right? I know.
Look it. The funny thing is, I thought Artisan was Dominican. Yeah. I never thought he was black. That's still like that's relation. But like you know what I'm saying? You like. It is what it is. I never thought Artisan was like his family is from the South. His family from the South. It's I know his people. They are from the South.
Hey, that shit. Hey, where you at? Got dark as hell over there.
This background. Hold on.
We was like, yo, we thought you was taking us to a different part of the interview. Nah.
Yo. It was perfect timing. I was talking about the blackness and yo, a star came in the building. That's what happened. Yo, a star came in the building.
Yeah, I just was like, yo.
Shango. Every time I think of my Orisha, I gotta stand up, and when you say Shango, you gotta stand up.
Yo,
you think of it,
when that shit went dark just now, I was like, oh shit, he dipped. I'm like real quick, like, yo, he was out. Nah, it was cool.
Or the lights got cut out.
Nah, it gave us a little bit of twist in the flow of it, so it was dope. You know what I mean? But listen, right?
Yo, you're a funny dude, bro.
Nah, man. Yo, the funny is in the moment though. That's the whole shit. People don't understand. You know, ain't nothing scripted, so it's like, damn, right there in that moment, you're like, yeah, that's some funny shit. You know? Straight up, man. You know. But listen, man, we ain't gonna even. Like keep you around like that, man. I mean, damn, this interview, and even us being here, man, it was very informative, and even to know, even more about you, and just the music and the ventures that you're bringing to everyone, man. We appreciate that, and I'm sure the world will appreciate it as well, and those who didn't know today, they'll know. But my man Reks up in here, you know what I'm saying?
Now you know.
You salute.
What do we want to know?
We want to know what's your socials. How can people find you if they don't know
my handles,
you?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, what are your handles?
The IG, I really just do IG. It's Reks Hip Hop, REKS Hip Hop. Just like, I don't know if you can see that right there, like, the tattoo.
Oh yeah, we can see them. We can see them shits. I don't know if you can see them. He slid him across the screen like a
slow-mo.
Yo, he slid him like a blimp. He slid it like the blimp. I don't know if you see them shits.
Do it again, Reks. Do it again, Reks, for the clips. Do it again, slow.
I don't really gotta say no more.
That shit was dope though.
Otherwise, they say Reks in effect, man.
Yo, hey Reks, that shit was dope though.
Let the people know again.
I tried to think of what I could make it like, and I was like, all I thought it was a blimp. You know what I'm saying? If you can see them shits right there. Show us
again.
Yo, nice, man.
That's for the clip. For the clip.
Hey, we appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? Because we really this whole shit was just hip hop in general too. Because like we just kind of hit you up and you was able to grab you, due to circumstances, which was dope. Like, and I'm like, man, and this was like, I mean, I had a good time, and just man, this whole situation was dope. We appreciate you coming through to bless us on the Danger Zone podcast.
Absolutely.
Thank you for taking the time. Can I just give one shout out real quick? I got to shout out. Josiah, I gotta shout out my son Josiah because he said make sure I mention him. Now Isaiah got mentioned, and Josiah would be mad tight if he looks on here and doesn't see that.
Josiah,
mad egotistical. I'm gonna tell you, Josiah.
We love all the children.
You wanted to get your name mentioned. You didn't even have no reason to get your name mentioned. Other than Dad loves you. I love you. Shout out my daughter Jada, and shout out my queen, Queen Philosophical, who got a project coming. Reina Philosophical spoken word project coming real soon. So you all should get her on here. She got a lot to say too. You know that, man. She got some. Her project's amazing.
Okay.
So definitely thank you for taking the time with me. And shout out to my village.
All right, I just wanted to get you on here before you went to Europe because we were trying to do the 31st, but you said you were going to be out. So thanks for doing it.
I'm out to Europe for a month. Yeah, finally going back on tour, but I'll be out for a month.
That'll be fun.
Have fun, man. Safe travels.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know how it is because I mean I'm looking at that too. So it's like, just want to get back out, just doing what we do too.
Let me know. Let me
like
know,
it?
because my team, I also have a team that do booking.
Right. Okay. With me and you are
So if
talking.
you want to build on that level, like I
Yeah.
can like I could help facilitate or pass on some people to build with as well.
You know, I'm over.
I know you got it. I know you got it. But like,
I still take that shit in because, I mean, that's how it works. That's how, you know.
That's right.
We could be out there just knocking down some shows and bringing it to the world.
Quick question. Do you like writing, creating the music or performing the music better?
I prefer, that's a great question. I prefer the performing part, but like these days, I like the more intimate, like 50 to 150 people, like shows. Like I like that, like real intimate setting. Yeah. I always like intimate settings to like get personal with people.
Because you're more lyrical.
Artist.
It's perfect for someone lyrical like you, so because you really have to listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I'll be spitting fast and like, I'm attempting to stop like directing all my high energy anger at these Europeans from like Poland who just be like looking at me mad crazy, like, yo, this black dude is wilding out. That's all I know. That's exactly the energy you be getting from them. But like, yeah, I don't really want to take up so much time, but I do want to say one thing with that, right? I'm gonna get long-winded one more time.
Shit.
And it's Ed Rock again. Ed Rock, not Easy Money. Ed Rock said something that was real interesting to me because I got this record that I did with Static Selector called This or That. And in the record, I'm like, nigga this, nigga that. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of my big records, right? And so when I go to Europe, like these heads would love this record. And so
I see what
Ed had come to me and been like, yo, you ever thought about how that energy really translates that they love this record so much? And like, that's a conversation to think about and maybe like, you know, discuss another time. But like reality is like, yo, that had to make me fall back and think about how I performed that record. So I'm very, very conscious about like that specific record and the way that I like, you know, the reasons why I did it in the beginning don't really like feel like a reason to like perform it like that no more.
Okay.
That's what you're saying. Yeah. Appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and hey, man, we're going to get you back through here too, man, because I know we got some more shit we can even talk about. So, you know, appreciate you, man. And
word, let's build. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Much success to y'all.
Thank you, peace.
Thank you.
So shout out to Reks, but you know what my favorite part of the week is?
Yeah,
it's
man.
Stupid as Hell.
Stupid as hell.
Here we go.
This week, rapper Fetty Wap, Trap Queen, all them hits, man. I actually like the cat been coming out like that. But rapper Fetty Wap was arrested after allegedly wielding a gun during a FaceTime video call. So, you know, the crazy thing about it is, well, first of all, he pleaded not guilty and was released on a $500,000 bond as he awaited trial. And one of the conditions listed in his release, this was on another crime, is that basically he wouldn't get in trouble again. So then he got caught up again. It was a federal law or something that was violated. He got caught up again, and prosecutors accused Fetty Wap, whose legal name is Willie Jr. Maxwell II, of violating the conditions of his, probation. So he was on a FaceTime call in which he was allegedly seen holding a gun and threatened to kill an unnamed man, according to an affidavit. Now, the crazy thing about it is, Fetty Wap, you're threatening to kill someone on a FaceTime call that someone else was able to record so other people could see, right? The problem with that is I can't condone, and we can't condone whatever anybody does. But first of all, you have a high profile. I know you fell off some, you know what I'm saying, but people still know who Fetty Wap is and still know the music. If you're gonna threaten somebody with a gun, or anyway, I don't know why you would be on recording. You know, so for that alone, fuck all the other stuff and guns and shooting, whatever, for that alone, to threaten someone on a FaceTime call is like saying, hey, world, look at me, I'm about to kill him. It's definitely stupid as hell.
Yeah.
You can get off the list, but right now, Fetty Wap, you stupid as hell, bro.
You can get off the list.
You know?
Oh my God.
Well, you know, a lot of the stupid as hell list is a list you can get off. But
hopefully y'all there.
Some of you guys.
Yeah, some of y'all, some can't get off.
Yeah.
Some of them motherfuckers.
Some of them are riding the train.
Some of them motherfuckers went to school in a station wagon. Them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? They be like, Mom.
So we're here at the Danger Zone podcast. We're drinking out of Viking-sized cups of little shots of whiskey.
Big cups of big boys.
If you want to get a motherfucking shot of liquor, some stew.
If you scared of a big cup.
Or cocoa with s'mores and marshmallows in it. The whole shit.
Where that came from.
Come see Chef Tanya Nicole. Well, she'll give you a bowl that can also be a shot glass.
It's multi-purpose.
I mean, well, hell, DL tells me you can even put stew in the motherfucker. Yo,
holy shit.
Man, that was good. Hey, listen, we appreciate y'all, man. Listen, episode motherfucking 29 was dope, y'all, for real. You know, we ended it pretty nicely, man. You know, tears of laughter and shit around here, man. You know, but remember, get yourself a Chef Tanya Nicole shot, glass, cup, / s'mores chocolate maker / stew. Everything is going in. And sometimes you might even be able to pick the cup up and
you change in there, whatever you want to put in there.
Do it, change as well.
You know
and
what
you
I
can
call
also
that? A great assistant producer job.
No, that's hey. The cup also can help you.
The cup is running over.
Go back to the future. It's also a Back to the Future cup. Because when I picked this up, or back in the past cup, and when I picked this up, I just sound like I want to be in a movie. After I finish my chocolate, I'm gonna hurt somebody. Yes, sir. Anyway, the Danger Zone podcast, episode 29. Hey, excuses have no purpose. Don't make them.
Don't make them.
You know, as we grow, we glow. And we want y'all to be a part of that with us. Until next time, peace.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on a regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on a regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard I have. You juke when I stab. Grands in my pocket and still caught a cab.